Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 218 for April the 5th, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil
Hello.
and on my right by Dave.
Hello.
Hello. How are you both?
Burnt.
Knackered.
Burnt and knackered. Well, we had a week off, so I don't think have any of us come back feeling rested?
Super
I
fresh.
don't. I'm not at all.
I had no sleep. Well, I had to get up early today, go into
Right.
work early. And I've been going to bed late. So that one didn't work. That didn't work very well. I had a little snooze this evening. I sat down in front of my computer, got a few bits and pieces ready for the show, and I just went for about
Yeah,
half
good
an
for
hour.
you. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Well, it's good to be back. We're probably we're a little bit light on the listener stuff, but that's okay. And by a little light, very light. Oh, that's what we have to talk about, right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure whether we should put this as an intro at the start. Maybe we'll cut and paste this out. That's probably a good idea. So, announcement is this. We are planning. Oh, we didn't discuss it though, did we? Before we're announcing it.
Don't
It's
know.
going to happen, isn't it? Pretty much, right? We're going to migrate, aren't we?
We think. We should
We
pretty.
think.
If
Okay,
Fraser
so
can be
let's
asked
just.
to do the work, then yes.
I
That's
have
going
been
to happen.
more arsed this week than I have ever
You have been
before.
quite busy
gotta
on it.
admit.
I've been quite impressed.
Yes.
So what we're talking about is the Seal Podcast RSS feed is gonna be changing.
Correct.
Hopefully, no one
currently-
will notice anything though, if things go
Yes.
to plan.
Yeah, so this notice is really, we are currently hosted by Podbean. I mean, there's no need to hide anything. We currently pay however much it is, $140 or something like that a year for the service, which has been great. The last couple of years, we've made just as much money. We've made the money from the Twitch subs to cover that, but it is a bit of a, it's... Neil was very good to point out that it may not be a necessary cost for us. And so what we are going to do is we're going to migrate, I think, to another provider, which is a free service. The landscape is for the reason. I think one of the things that's happened is the landscape has changed slightly. So when we joined Podbean, you were paying for the ability to have multiple episodes, X number of downloads, and all that sort of, that bandwidth allocation, right? That old model that we saw for years and years and years with a lot of things. And we paid for that extra bandwidth because we couldn't survive on their free model. We're just too popular, people. And then it seems to have changed a little bit. So Acast now, it looks as though that their bandwidth isn't the issue. In fact, we bring something to the table, which is content. And then what they are trying to do is put you in, they're monetizing at their end, I guess through advertising, but also to the podcasters, their tiered subscription levels are aimed more for people who want to monetize, right? Who want to monetize.
Drag in multiple thousands of listeners a week, eventually, maybe.
Yeah, and want a bit more of a full package. I mean, for us, we're just, you guys, everybody, guys and girls, whoever listens, you know what this is. It's just us talking shit and pumping it out, right? And we do it bare bones as best as possible to keep it from being tedious. And so the Acast model looks like it might work. So we're going to probably migrate over. If we sound a little bit rushed, it's because Neil pointed something out about running the services concurrently so that we make sure that we don't lose any listeners. So the point of this message is, if your service seems to get interrupted
over the coming weeks,
you need to let us know.
Obviously.
We will let you know at the start of each episode if we've made the change. I think by next week we'll have made the change. So we'll say that at the end. So if you get next week's episode and we tell you we've made the change, then Bob's your uncle. You don't have to do anything. No one should have to do anything except for us at our end. And even then it looks pretty straightforward. And then we've got IT, we've got an actual IT professional on staff who hasn't helped us at all in this so far.
His contribution to the chat has been zero.
Zero. Even when I called him in person, I put his name in there. He didn't even come. When did you get back from holiday anyway?
1 o'clock this morning.
Oh, that's why we haven't heard from you then. No, fair enough. Yeah, of course. Good. Anyway, so people, that's what we're planning on doing. You shouldn't notice anything. We'll keep you posted, but we just want to let you know. Just
If we
'cause
suddenly
over-
disappear from your feeds, then get in touch
Yeah,
on Twitter.
get in touch via the Discord.
Discord or email or what have you.
Yeah, but it should be okay.
Should be.
All right. Should be. All right, Neil, do you want to just crack on then with some football?
Right, okay. Just before we crack on, Sumu's in the chat and he says, we, as in they, the listeners, I assume, are like lemmings. We lead, they follow, but don't send us over a cliff.
We wouldn't dream of it.
Well, we're well past the going over the cliff stage, I think, to be fair. Right, so I'm not going to go through all of the fixtures. We've had 2 busy game weeks in between. So I'll just try and cobble together some bits and bobs. And we'll probably just go through the league table and some scores on the doors.
I think so. I think there's been enough going on. You know, we can talk about what's going on with the.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got some contributions on the matches that you've maybe witnessed over certainly the last 2 or 3 days.
I can tell you right now, it is phenomenal. This amount of football I'm watching, and I got very lucky to watch that Chelsea Man U game.
Which I believe
Yesterday.
I'd previously, prior to it starting, said, "Nah, it's probably going to be shit." Turned out it wasn't very shit.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Right. So anyway, we'll get onto that shortly, I imagine. So to kick us off, we'll just go straight into the league table, and I'll try and cobble together the top scorers for the last week. I can't go back and see the previous week because I didn't make a note of it, I'm afraid. So who have you top scored in
did.
game week 30 or whatever?
Didn't I?
Do you want to do this bit? I don't know.
No, but I think I didn't. I thought I posted. Oh, it was midweek. I think I posted it. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, carry on. I'll have a look.
Right. Okay. So current state of play is. You'll be surprised to hear that my son Adam is still top of the league.
Whoop, whoop.
1,910 points now. And he scored 61 in the current game week, which is finished on Thursday night.
Yeah, I have a copy of that table if you so wish.
Of which the previous game week.
The previous game week.
So you can run through the top scorers maybe while I jibber jabber about this week's top scorers.
I can. It was generally a tight week. I mean, most people scored between it was ranging from about 40 up to 60.
A few outliers there, were there?
There were a couple of outliers. Chris Jackson stands out. I think he was top scorer on 68. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, Luch, the man who obviously eats cat poop because he has to tell everyone he doesn't eat cat poop, scored 73. I don't think anyone beat him on there. Joel Reeves got 69, Ur misses, and
Nice.
there were some other 60s in there. Tim Bradstock got 62, Chipper got 61, Chris Jackson, I said, got 68. So yeah, there's that. In fact, you know, the league table isn't really the true one to look at, right? Because
It's not
if we're
gone
looking at
about the other
game
one.
weeks, because the game week total that I'm looking at there doesn't take into account transfers, right?
it does
So
not.
no, so you
No, it doesn't do
obviously
that on the main league
scored-
table. Yeah. So
No,
it's
it doesn't
quite
do that on the main league table. So you scored 43 according to the table, but you actually
Yeah, it was like
took a 12
31.
hit, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So that was the end of the matches at the end of last week and last weekend. Sunday
Yeah.
night, I think it was.
So I don't think the top three definitely hasn't changed in the current game week just finished versus what you've just gone through because they were
No.
grey. So yeah, top is Adam 1910, Angelo, your mate 1833 on 70 points on the week in second, and my wife scored 57 on the week, 1799, getting hauled in by Christian Barkley, who just happens to be in the chat.
Yes.
He had a stonker of 82
He's having a
points in the
good
week.
run right now, is
Yeah.
our Christian. It has been noted.
Yes. He wasn't top scorer on the week. Someone here got 86 points.
Oh,
Wonder
who was that? Was it
But
Dave?
It wasn't me, and it wasn't Dave.
Oh,
But that still wasn't the top scorer in the week, I don't think, unless this person, Tim Kelly, who scored 89 points on the week, burned some points on transfers. I don't think he did.
I believe he did.
Oh, did he?
Go
Did
into
he?
Seal's. The way you can look at it is if you look on Seal.
I know if I click on his
The,
team, then I can
If you
It'll
go into
tell
the
me.
big head mode and look at the results there,
Yeah,
that takes into account.
He's
all
not on the
stuff, so
league. He's not in the big head mode. He's not in the big head mode.
Oh, he's not, is he? All right,
Nah,
okay, yeah.
I can
maybe
click on
he
his
beat me
team.
then.
Yeah, one
Right,
transfer.
well, he
though.
doesn't count then.
He got
Just
one.
me.
So he's not. Yeah, he's top scorer on the week.
All right. Well
So he didn't take a hit. So yes, bit of movement. Yeah, like Chris say, Christian move up to 4th in the league. Fraser has a good week, gone up to 7th. A few fallers there. You're not quite caught up your old nemesis David Kinsit yet. 10 points. In it.
Oh, I tell you what,
It's getting close.
I just gained 45 points on Kinsit.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I'm slowly, rapidly even falling
hang on,
down the league.
I just let me scroll down here just to find you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there you are.
14th.
Oh.
What's the point this season? I was
That's a
second,
big
I think.
fall from grace there.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
been
it?
shocking.
That
Absolutely
reigning
shocking.
champion, he's not even in the top 10.
Yeah. Do you know what I did that week? I took a 12-point hit. I put in a load of Chelsea players because they had some nice looking fixtures coming up. Turns out you only need one Chelsea player, and that was the one I
Yeah.
didn't put in when I took the 12-point hits. But he's in there now.
Oh, well done.
That's Cole Palmer, obviously, if you're not paying attention. So yeah.
So I'll tell you the story. Should I tell you the story about the Chelsea Man U game? For me, so obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, and I have a very good friend of mine who lives not far from me here. He's a Man U fan, and I'd called him earlier in the day, but he didn't answer. And then he calls me back while I'm watching the Chelsea Man U game. At like the 96th minute, he calls me, and I'm like, "It's 2-3." I'm like, dude, you know.
As in, it was Chelsea 2, Man United 3 at this point.
Yeah. Chelsea 2, Man U 3. And I said to him, I was going to have you around to watch it, but I realized, you're probably working or whatever. I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, it was 2-2 through most, there's a lot of 2-2 and now it's 2-3. And we probably would have spent most of the time not talking to each other. And then as we're talking, Chelsea get the penalty for the equalizer, put it in. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, 3-0. That's amazing. Well, there you go. I suppose that's a fair result. And then I'm still talking to him, Chelsea bang in the winner. It was beautiful. Beautiful. So I was very pleased with that.
So that was
if you're going to bang in a winner like that, you might as well be on the phone to someone who supports
supporting the other team. Yeah, that was the 98th minute when Chelsea got the penalty, and the 100th minute when they scored the winner. This is the latest ever that someone has been leading a game and managed to lose the game.
Well done, United.
Yeah, setting all sorts of records this year. Erik ten Hag will go down in history as one of the greatest record setters for Manchester United ever. Maybe he'll be in the job next year. Who knows? But yeah, I'm having a ten Hag season. It feels like no matter what I do, it all goes to shit. So yeah, that's the main league kind of chit chat done. I can flick into the head-to-head league quickly.
I would say on the main league, we should just give a. Is there anyone making him? Yeah, the Americans haven't really. They're falling from grace this week. Yeah. Gary seems to be a little bit disheartened, I think, with his misplay on his wild card. That really stuck a bit of a knife in his season. But I don't think he should be so hard on himself. He's still, he's still up there. He's still top of all the Americans.
Are you watching the stream? You got a stream?
No. You keep asking me that.
You're watching. Everything's all right for you, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simu said the visuals have gone. I don't know what's happened there because it looks
probably
fine on my screen.
Low quality.
I might be distracted tonight. I have to let you know. My neighbour had Openreach round like a few weeks back to have their internet, their full fibre done, and for some reason they're here today. And all I can hear right now is bang, 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 bang. It's really fucking annoying because it's been going on for about 2 hours. Like there's been drilling and all sorts of shit going on next door. It's fucking pitch black outside. I don't know what the guy's doing now. Anyway, but yeah, I might get distracted occasionally.
I haven't heard it, so.
No, you won't hear it. You won't hear it, but I can fucking hear it. So yeah, the head-to-head. Hopefully this is coming out on the stream now. But yeah, I'll quickly run through the most current week fixtures because that's what I've got. I could go back, but I can't be asked. Adam, 57. David, 40. That's not bad, Dave, actually. Look at this. Wow, Lewis.
Sorry. Forgot to mention, head-to-head last week, someone took your boy down.
How did they? Was it you?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh,
If
right.
it bleeds, we can kill it.
You're not catching him. You ain't catching him.
no
No one's
chance.
catching him. Lewis is I haven't heard from him about the football recently. Maybe this is why. Lewis 31, the average 46. Mike Redmond, however, 81. Good week for Mike.
Yeah,
Andy
Redmond's on
Cox,
fire right now.
56. Fraser 86. Phil Taylor 58. Gary DeFelice 45. Chipper Spice 50.
Yep, shout out to
Christian-
Chipper Spice. She came and visited me last weekend for my birthday, which
Yeah,
was
right.
nice.
Christian 82. Chris Jackson 62. Elusive Man 63. Luciano 68. And my wife Lou 57. Me 43.
Beaten by your missus.
I haven't heard anything about that, obviously, this week. Hang on, what's going on? Where's the standings? There we go. So, yeah, Adam is still top. He's clear by 12 points, 67 points ahead, 12 ahead of Mike Redmond up to second, 55. Lou's up to third, 54. Joint with Fraser on 54. Still pretty tight for second, but yeah, I can't see anyone catching Adam. There's how many game weeks left? 6? 7?
Yeah, about that.
7? So yeah, he needs to basically lose every week, pretty much. Yeah, Dave, I'm getting close to you. If you get a couple of wins, you could go ahead of me.
I know, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm second from bottom now. Sumu's asking when the cup starts. It's only about 3 or 4 weeks of cup for us because obviously it whittles down fairly quickly if you've only got like 20 odd in the cup in the league. So everyone in the league will go into a cup. A load of teams will get buys the first week because we haven't got 32, like a multiple of a power of 2 or whatever it is you need. Because it goes like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So we'll be between 16 and 32. So a few people will get buys, and then there'll be a round of 16 is where the main cup starts, but it'll be the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. So there could be a cheeky double or 2 in amongst that, maybe some blanks. I think, yeah, there's some stuff going on around doubles and blanks. Check your fixtures. Check who's got. Like you can look at the main league table in the Premier League, and you'll see, for example, Chelsea have got played fewer games than other teams. So obviously they've got to catch those up at some point. When some of those are, I'm not 100% sure, but they have got a couple of double game weeks when other teams have singles. Hence the reason I took a hit to get some Chelsea players. Another reason to justify the Chelsea fit. And they're also playing Sheffield United tomorrow, so you know
they'll
Yeah.
lose.
yeah, they'll probably fucking be
probably.
total shit tomorrow. Yeah, so that's that. Is that everything football wise? Really, we've had the Chelsea chat. Luton lost 2-0 to Arsenal. We lost 2-1 to Spurs. Yeah, no surprises there. Got to win tomorrow. Got Bournemouth at home tomorrow. We don't win tomorrow, I think we fucked it, lads. So there we go.
You, as in you're going down.
Well, we really need a win tomorrow to have we got to win. We got 4 home games. We really need to win those 4 games, and then hope we get some points elsewhere. And everyone else does shit. One of those games is against Everton, so we have to win that game.
Have
Still
the,
not heard
point-
about their points hit yet. I suppose
Oh,
I
that's
thought
what I
we
was
were going
gonna
to hear
say,
this
yeah.
week, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything. Obviously, Forest got theirs, and they've gone ahead again because we failed to beat them when we needed to beat them. So there we go. That's
It's still
it's all
possible.
gone to
Come
shit
on,
a bit, really. We've got fucking no players. We had a guy on the bench against Arsenal who's doing his fucking GCSEs this year, and
I
2
did-
goalkeepers.
I did see that they said they're like basically 11 players out at the moment.
Yeah.
out of their whole
We've got
team of
1 back
23.
potentially tomorrow.
Who's that?
Reece Burke. He's not even that good. Sorry,
Well,
Reece Burke.
Give him a ring and say you'll be up for all your lads
Mate.
up for it.
They haven't quite called to him yet. But, you know, waiting. Phone's there, you know, just give us a call, Rob. Won't be awkward with that. Oh, yeah, I haven't talked about that
So
dream
if
I
the
had on the
contract's
podcast.
right, you know.
I had a weird dream about Rob Edwards.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I should go. You know, I told you 2 about it after the podcast, but I'm not sure it's broadcastable. It was very odd.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, weren't you spooning him or something?
No, yeah, he spooned me. It was really odd.
Yeah,
I told
make
him,
sure you tell him.
told him I wasn't interested in that kind of thing, and then we went down the pub together. It was really odd.
Yeah. Make
My
sure you
wife was
tell him,
there and everything. It was odd. Super,
It's
super
all
odd.
about board.
Yeah. It's all consenting adults and all that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that football's done.
Okay.
I guess you could do the listener stuff if there was any now.
There is none. All right. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it.
Back to
Did I
normal
check-
next week, I think.
I didn't actually check the emails. Let's just double check.
I checked the emails. There was nothing.
You checked the emails, okay.
All right. Well, let's move on then to what we've been doing. Anybody want to start? Should I start with my birthday? Why not?
Go on then.
It was my
He's the
birthday
most
last
important event
weekend.
of the year. So
Yes, one of them for sure. Yeah, it was my birthday last week, which was nice. We hired the pinball place where I go. I hired it out for a few hours on a Saturday afternoon. Got a load of people down and had a impromptu tournament and gathering, and had some cake and played a lot of games, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really
Did you have
really
special
good
cake?
day out. Not space cake.
that would have been amusing.
Yes.
Did anybody have like unknown pinball skills?
The few takeaways for it were the format we did was everybody you played a game against somebody and then that was it. Then the computer spat out who you played against for the next game in a random machine. So it changed up every game. So there was no one stuck in their group. Right? So it encouraged everyone to meet up and play different people.
And mingle
and mingle, right? And we had people who said to us, you know what, that was brilliant. What a great way to go and talk to people rather than trying to make shitty small talk, right?
Right, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then the other thing was I didn't realize until my wife had told me afterwards that she had got like a few people. She heard a lot of people were very nervous before they came because I
there was
mentioned
pressure.
because there was pressure. Because there was pressure, right? There's a tournament pressure. But in all honesty, once they got into the first game, no one cared. Right?
Just
it was
a game.
just fun. Yeah. It's just a game. It's just fun. You know,
Yeah.
some people gave it their all. Winner was my neighbor.
Doing some like stretches before they played on the pinball.
No, I mean it's just some people are very competitive once they get onto a pinball machine, right? Some people don't care. They just go up, have fun, bat a few balls around, and enjoy themselves naturally like they should. And then some of us are very, so I wasn't competitive on the day by any means. I was far too busy. No, I wasn't. Like I would be playing a game and I would get called away because there was somebody I needed to talk to or needed to go do or help. I was effectively helping to run it too. So
you make it sound like there's skill involved in pinball. It's all fucking luck anyway.
Yes, of course it is. Yeah, so my neighbor won, which was great, and my son came in second, and I came joint third with my neighbor's kid.
Nice.
So that was cool, yeah. But we had about 25 people, I think, 25, 26 people. So it was a good turnout, perfect amount of people. People were very generous, got some nice gifts, got a lot of cheese for this birthday.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's not good for the arteries.
It is not, but it is good for me.
Was there any big gatherings around a particular pinball? Like, was anybody doing particularly well, like getting a big multi-ball?
No,
or...
I'll tell you. Actually, it's funny you say that. A lot of people like the Foo Fighters machine. That was played a lot, which I know you has relevance to you, Dave. But I know there was one point I invited my boss, and he came with his son, and I went over and he got drawn against my daughter to play a game. What were they playing? Oh, they were playing Guardians of the Galaxy. And I walked over there, and my daughter, who doesn't play a lot and hasn't played a lot, has lit the machine up. There's 4-ball multi-ball going on. She is just lighting the whole thing up, just like a Christmas tree. And my boss is just standing there. I'm like, and I just had a word. I said to my daughter, I said, didn't we agree that you would let the boss win? And I get a text from him later. He goes, I got beaten by a child. I got beaten by a geriatric.
Was he talking about you?
Luckily, no. But it was good. Yeah, it was good. A lot of fun. So that was good. What was not fun, I was sick as a dog over it, which was awful. I caught a cold on the week run up.
A week beforehand, wasn't it? You started to sound a bit ropey. I spoke to you. I can't remember. It wasn't on the podcast,
Tuesday.
Was it?
The Tuesday, I was starting to feel ropey, and I was like, "This is." I didn't go to the pinball on the Tuesday night, to the league night, and the Friday, I spent the whole of Friday in bed just trying to get better. And I was slightly better enough on the Saturday to go, and was on the up, but
Right.
it's still lingering. And then lo and behold, my wife's got it now. So yeah, it's doing the rounds, right? Colds and
It's
coughs.
not
and-
the vid though, is it?
It's not the vid.
would
We
you
did
know?
tests, and nothing came up on the vid tests. Just I don't know, just a viral sore throat.
It's because it's now
thingy or
COVID
whatever.
24, not 19. So.
Who knows, right? Who knows? So anyway, it's all good. So yeah, that was going on, and then yeah, I put football here, but I sort of discussed that anyway, which is just I've
It
enjoyed.
was just that
watching
one
football
game you
again.
wanted to talk about, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. That was great. Although, no, saying that, I'll tell you what I watched the other day. I was like football, it's really weird. Like I've always said, I don't have enough time to watch football. But actually, I do have enough time to watch football because I just stopped doing other things. I'm playing less Hunt now and watching more football, that's for sure. And I was like, you know what? I'm really enjoying this, just sitting down and switching off. My job is very busy and a little bit more stressful than it's ever been. So just sectioning off watching the football is really nice. And I was like, oh shit, this is all going to end in a few weeks. So I started watching South American football because why not? So now,
So that was part of your subscription, is it? Your new.
yeah, I was watching
Was
Boca
it
Juniors.
Fubo or something?
Yeah. So I was watching the Cups, South American Cup or whatever it is.
Copa
Cup-
Libertadores.
Cupo Scudo Americano or something like that.
No,
it's
that's not
called,
the big one. It's not the Champions League. The Libertadores is the Champions League.
There's two big cups, right? Isn't there?
I don't really
there's
know.
I think so. Anyway, I'm gonna learn. So I'm hoping.
I was listening to the Totally Football Show. This is South American related. There's a commentator from Argentina called El Bambino. His nickname is El Bambino. Can't remember his actual real name. But he sings during commentaries because the very reason it came up is because Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored for Everton a penalty, albeit for the first time in I don't know how long. So he did this rendition of Bella Ciao, which is an Italian song, and so they had this conversation about this guy. But I have since searched up some of his videos because he's done it multiple times before, and it's most famous for a Paul Scholes goal against Liverpool. It was a right scruffy goal, but he did "Eye of the Tiger" song, but it was Gol des Scholes. Gol des Scholes. Gol des Scholes. It's fucking.
Brilliant.
It's got a few others, and like I say, it's fucking brilliant.
Excellent.
And there's a Ruud van Nistelrooy one, which Hey Jude, but Hey Ruud, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. So there's some bangers. Like they've got some right characters. Some of the because obviously in South America, every time there's a goal, it's like a goal, massively long drawn out. And
yeah,
they're
Discord
like,
doesn't like it when you do that.
yeah.
No.
They're like, in this country, they don't. I mean, they get a bit carried away at times, but they don't do anything like that silly. But
Yeah, it was interesting. I was watching so it was Boca Juniors versus somebody else, I think from Ecuador. I can't remember their name now. And I'll tell you, the atmosphere at that game was more akin to an atmosphere in Toronto than it was to a atmosphere in
that
England.
reminds me of something. I've got to talk about something else in a minute.
With the constant drums and
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like at Toronto these days. Ever a long time. It used to be like that. A lot of drums, a lot of singing, chanting. Or maybe the television coverage does a very good job of.
They've
Well,
got a
they
drummer at
don't
Milton
hear-
Keynes Dons. There's a drummer
I
at
haven't
Milton
heard
Keynes Dons.
I guess the chanting.
only
and
about 10
whatever is
people
always
there.
on, but you never hear the drums, or you never hear sort of the
problem
bands,
is
right?
you've got a beer in one hand, a pie in the other, and it's like
You can't clap then, can you?
no.
No, you just got to throw them or pour the beer
Actually,
over
yeah,
someone.
are you allowed to drink in the stadiums anymore?
Right, I don't know. The last time I went actually to MK Dons, you had plastic bottles of Carlsberg at the bar,
Right.
which was obviously not a bar, and you had to basically neck it before you went back to your chair. I think.
Right.
Oh yeah,
They don't have beer in the crowd usually. Just gets a bit messy, doesn't it?
I think Toronto has had beer in the crowd. I don't know if they do now. There were some beer incidents that basically got that shut down pretty hard. I think for a while, if I remember correctly.
Christian's asking you, Fraser, if you've checked out the Price of Football podcast.
Yes, but funnily enough, I was listening. I put the first episode on last night when I went to bed, and I have absolutely no recollection of it. I woke up this morning and I was like, did I listen to that last night? I looked on my player and it was gone.
But
So I did
yes.
listen to it last night. So I think I
It's
basically
in there
heard,
somewhere.
I heard the intro and then just fell asleep. So it's going to be good for the car. That's where I'll probably stack them up every time. I get in
I'm
the
really
car.
struggling to find time to listen to my podcast since I've stopped working nights. Because
Oh,
I used to
yeah.
listen to them basically all night long, and now I'm at
Oh.
work with that one. Now I'm at work in the shop's open. I can't have my headphones in. I have to fucking actually pay attention to what's going on around me. It's a bit annoying.
That's no good.
I've got less time
because you
for
have
podcasts.
actual customers.
Yes,
in
because
there
there's actually
now.
people who might want my attention. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's bummer.
Have you bumped into anybody you know yet?
I bumped into fucking loads of people. I saw a guy the other day, and I said, "All right, Dan, I haven't seen you for about 20 years." So yeah, we used to play football together, and I haven't
Oh,
played
nice.
football in fucking donkey's years, and I was shit at football. So yeah, but yeah, it's nice to see a few people.
It's
Actually
just
speak to people. People I don't even know that I can speak to, and I have a little conversation with. It's nice.
Yeah. Do you feel your sanity returning a little bit? From
Yeah,
sleep?
well, I don't know about that, but you know, I
Yeah.
certainly feel more like a human being who's alive rather than just a zombie.
Living a normal life
Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
fair enough. All right, someone want to take over and what they've been up to?
Well, I was going to quickly ask you before we move on, and I forget. Did you feel the Earth move earlier today? Because there was a
No.
fucking earthquake in New York, apparently.
No, I just read about that now. I had no
Yeah,
idea it happened.
Yeah, because I know it's not
Too
really
far.
that far. Is it not that far? Is it?
I mean, it's an 8-hour drive.
Oh, it's quite a long way, I
That's-
suppose.
it's a long way, yeah.
Doesn't look that
Was it-
far on the map. I wouldn't drive there.
Was it a big earthquake?
It was 4 point something. I think.
Noticeable, for sure.
Yeah, certainly
Okay,
for
yeah, that's a-
people who don't normally have fucking earthquakes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh well.
big enough.
All right, Dave, why don't you tell us about what you've been up to?
I've been on holiday.
Have you?
Oh, I have. So yeah, I went to Lanzarote.
Lanzarote.
Lanzarote, Playa Blanca, south of the island. Oh, it's lovely. So
Was it?
went out on last Thursday. I think we flew about 2. It's the same time. So it's the same time zone, I think, and they change their clocks at the same time, which is handy. And yeah, literally, to be honest, I've been exercising more than I have ever. Most days I've been doing about.
Well, while you've been
20
on
to 30.
holiday.
Yeah, just going on walks.
Nice. Swimming,
so-
lots of swimming too.
Lots of swimming. Yeah, so took.
How's the temperatures out there? It's this time of year. It
so
stays pretty
was-
consistent there, doesn't it, all year round? Is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's basically off the coast of Africa. So it was in the mornings. It was about 18, 19 degrees. So that was a nice walking temperature. And then in the the heat of the day, 12, 1 o'clock, it's about 27 degrees, and then it heated off in the evening.
It weren't super crazy hot all night long and all that bollocks.
No.
That sounds
And it was
pretty
quite.
nice.
Yeah, it was quite windy. So actually, it was windy on and off. So when it actually was hot, but if there was a breeze going, I didn't really feel it anyway. It wasn't a sweaty heat. It was a dry heat. It was nice.
Like in
Yeah, that's
Aliens. Like in Aliens. It's dry heat.
Yeah.
That's in Aliens, isn't it?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Hudson. And he says it's a dry heat or something like that. In
Does he?
Aliens, Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, me, the missus, Little Un, and her friend. So
Right.
so
Oh, that's a good idea. Take a friend, yeah.
Oh, so it was nice that they could entertain themselves, and we could trust them to go into the town and like go off into the markets and stuff, and they're just playing the pool together. Yeah, really nice.
Did they fall out at any point?
Not that we found out. Her friend did get a little bit homesick after about 4 or 5 days.
Right.
But they had their mobiles, and I bought them like eSIMs for their mobiles, so they could get data. They'll WhatsApp in and chatting with their friends back here as well. So, but yeah, so I think she's coming over tomorrow. So
Yeah,
they've
sounds
you
right.
know haven't fell out.
Yep.
But no, it was yeah.
Not got bored of each other's company, clearly.
No, that's it. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, that was the worry. Like, yeah, what if they fall out, or what if they like go out and decide that actually they're not friends after like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah,
So
right.
what do we do? But no, that was fine. It was yeah, and I had a really good time as well.
Good.
Just swimming, and yeah, they had some money to spend and bought loads of shit, like just crap jewelry
Some
and stuff.
friendship bracelets and all that bollocks. Anyone got a funny little bit of string in their hair? I don't know what that's called.
No, there was lots of those ladies sitting about trying to, braid or
It's not really a
yeah,
braid,
do
is it?
crap.
Is it a braid? I don't know. It's a bit of
I
a
don't know.
naff, really.
Yeah, it's a bit naff. But no, they were fine. My daughter got burnt to a crisp the first day.
Like,
yeah.
wonder where she
put,
gets that from.
She put factor 15 on.
15? That's not enough.
Yeah. Well, it's because my wife Vic, she's quite olive skinned. Like, she doesn't put anything on. And she said, make sure you put some sun cream on. And she was, oh, okay, I'll put loads on. And then she went out for about an hour.
You have to
hour and
keep
a half,
doing
got
it, though. That's
burnt.
the problem.
And it was like, did you put any on? It's like, yeah, I put this on. And it was 15. It's like, no.
It's like vegetable oil.
You need something more than that. So, but yeah, I've got burnt as well. I've been putting 50 on all week.
We used to get this
yeah.
stuff from Costco. It was like fucking petrol. If you got it in your eye, it stung like fuck. And it's but it was like a once a day job. I'm sure it's probably extremely bad for you. It's probably caused all sorts of horrible diseases.
They're
But
probably not
it was
selling
like
anymore.
it's like
yeah.
factor
DDT or
50,
something.
factor 50. But it would literally you put it on once in the morning and that was it. You didn't have to put anything on for the rest of the day. It
Only sold under its chemical name.
But no, it was good. Really nice. Expensive. We hired a car. And done a few excursions and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Travelled around the island, so it was nice. We went there
Right-hand-
last year
Which side of the road do they drive on?
the right-hand side of the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the missus, I did say, do you want to drive? Well, definitely not. To be honest, I didn't find any different. It's
Feels like you're driving a
on the-
racing car when you drive on the wrong side of the road because the gear
Oh,
shift's
mate,
on
look.
the right.
Yeah, of course. But look, the bottom line comes down to it. It's just fucking the other side of the road. Go drive in it, right?
Yeah, it's just roundabouts.
People
It's when you get to a
people
roundabout, your
know.
brain goes a bit fuck up. It's like, I need to
think
look that
the
way instead of that way.
The first time the missus had a little mini panic because we got to roundabout, there was no traffic coming, so I went on and it just broke her. She was just like, oh, I don't know where anything is. What's
Yeah.
going on? It's like just going round the other way. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. If I go to a roundabout, I have to look.
You have to look left, I assume, because I
I have
always
to look
look right.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to look left. Yeah.
If you look at all, most people don't anymore.
No.
Yeah. Looking's for the week.
So yeah, no, it was good fun. Yeah, it's an Audi Q3
Ooh, fancy.
that I hired. So yeah, it was had a bit of grunt on it. It was
yeah.
a automatic, but it had paddle shift.
Well, did you give it some?
How long till you realise that paddle shifters are shite?
Have you got 'em?
2 shifts in. So it's like I want it to go back to
can't-
automatic.
it-
now,
Give me a
and then
stick.
it's just like, no. So,
The problem it's just automatic gearboxes are trash. If
Yeah.
you know.
Well, even in fancy, like all fucking supercars and everything have auto gearboxes now. With
that's 'cause
Yeah,
they're too
well, they're
powerful.
supercars. They're
Yeah.
supercars, right? And I think I had this discussion the other day. I mean, automatic gearboxes obviously have their place, but you can't beat a stick for driving. It's just brilliant.
No, I think I did say to Vic's dad, and he's like, oh, but the gear stick would be on the wrong side. I was like, well, so
it's an automatic, you don't
It's
fucking
not
worry about
hard.
it.
It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
I think I drove a Volkswagen Polo when we were in Portugal. And I was like,
Okay.
it just felt like it was a fucking Polo, so it was like shit. But it was like, yeah, the gear's on the right. That's like a sports car. It's all like, like I don't know, all the
Nice.
fucking sports cars are like steering wheels on the left or in the middle, and the gears are on the right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, it was good fun. Yeah, and yeah, I drove it around the island for about a week, and it was about €23 to fill it back up again. So
Really?
Oh yeah.
it was cheap. It's cheaper than getting
That's for an Audi.
taxis and Yeah.
Was that petrol or diesel?
petrol.
Mm.
Hope so, because that's what I put in.
Heavy. You haven't had a bill yet, though.
No. But no, yeah, that was yeah, it's weak. And then, as I said, I got back at like the flight arrived back here at about 10 o'clock at Nottingham.
Nottingham.
And Nottingham, East Midlands Airport.
Don't think I would be.
And then got home about 12. Yeah, 12:1. And then I ordered a doner kebab. I was
Nice.
absolutely starving.
At fucking 1 in the morning on a Thursday.
Beautiful.
Where the fuck are you getting
Dude,
doner
Dave-
kebabs on a Thursday
Hey,
night
Dave
or
drives
Friday
on
morning?
the other side of the road. He can do whatever he wants.
It was a chicken tikka in naan with garlic
That
mayo.
doesn't sound like a fucking doner. That sounds like an Indian.
Oh, no, it wasn't it wasn't a doner kebab. It was a
It's
was-
an Indian doner.
it's a kebab elevated to
Yeah, that's
perfection.
yeah, nice. Chicken tikka
Yeah.
naan. That sounds good. I could go on that right now.
Yeah.
And I've had my dinner.
And yeah, that was it.
Nice.
Although today, another reason why I'm a bit frazzled, my dog went for a pregnancy scan.
Oh yeah.
And she's got
Ooh.
4 babbas, maybe
wow.
5.
Oh,
There you go.
oh,
It's all been
So-
worth it so far.
So, yeah. So hopefully they all delivered and fine. In
Well,
about
how
a
long does that
month's time.
take? And a month. Oh shit.
Yeah. So the gestation's between 57 and 65 days for dogs. In smaller dogs like mine, it's normally about 60. And I've looked on the dates, and it's May the 7th is the due date.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Exciting stuff.
yeah, about a month from now.
Does she behave differently now? Can you see a change?
No, she's
Is she
getting a little
eating
bit
weird things?
bigger. No, she's not eating coal or anything. Her diet has changed a little bit. We do actually need to change.
Do you have
her
to give
food.
her fucking what's it called?
Supplements.
What's the shit you have to fucking have? Folic acid,
Cod
isn't
oil.
it? Folic acid.
There
Good
is
memory, Neil.
Fucking, it's been a while, I have to say.
There is no, not really. You just basically you give them puppy food. It's more fatty, more calorific. And then yeah, you start building their calories up and stuff. And yeah, like nothing's really changed. There will be a change in her her movement, her energy levels.
I
After
assume
about a
she's
week
going to
or
get
two
pretty
from now,
fucking
so-
knackered all the time after a while.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
start forgetting
yeah,
things
so-
as well.
Baby brain.
She's gonna send you out for stuff in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Go and get me a fucking banana right now. What?
So yeah, I've got to start thinking about sorting this place out because I'll be.
And when she's giving birth, she's gonna be looking at Dave, going, "You did this to me."
So yeah, poor old Lilo. They're gonna have 4 babbas. So they're all right for the first week. They're basically little worms that just eat. Well, not eat, drink.
Yeah.
And then they'll start.
Gonna have a little taste of the
Opening
milk
eyes
milk, are you, Dave?
What's he going on about?
I'm saying you're not gonna have a taste of the
I don't
milk, are
wanna
you?
know. No. Dog milk.
I suppose that's one good thing about dog milk over cow's milk. It,
Uh,
it lasts longer because no bugger.
No one
drinks it,
fucking
so-
drinks it,
Yeah.
Oh,
Full of jelly bone marrow.
oh damn. Moving along.
And
There's the show
yeah,
title.
yeah. So yeah, we found that out today. So
Nice.
yeah, so that was another driving about for an hour and a half.
They can't just send
Um,
you a stick for them to wee on then, though.
And how many lines or how many puppies?
So where did you go for? So did you say you had a scan, or you got to go?
So
for a
yeah,
scan?
we went for a scan. Yeah, it's a dog fertility clinic in Kettering, which is
Yeah,
about an hour
that
away.
sounds cheap. Oh, is this where you go
So-
anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Was
so
the
it's better
dad
than
there?
it's better than the vet. The vet's is about 150 quid for the scan.
Yeah, where's the fucking dad?
The dad is still
Nowhere
at
to be
Probably
seen.
fucking
Oh,
shagging somebody else by now.
So I
he's
did
moved
send,
on.
Yeah. I did send the lady who studied him a picture of the scan and said, Leo is going to be a dad, and in brackets,
Probably the
probably
millionth
for the
time.
yeah, thousandth time over, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so
Well, that's good.
she's
Oh, you got a
got-
success this time. That's good.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, got to start getting that sorted. Yeah, there's just lots to sort out now. Vets and chips and bedding and all that, and it's fun times. So that's all right. I signed up for it.
You
You
did.
did.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What you got then, Neil?
Not a lot really. Nothing is that exciting as all that. Bought a new SSD. Excuse me, for my PC.
Another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it was cheap, and it's super fast. And I
Was
was
it
like,
M2
M.2, and I've
Gen-
got 3 M.2s. It's on Gen 4. Excuse me, I've got a terrible wind. Gen 4, so not the super fast that I can put in there. I can
Right.
put the Gen 5 in, but I didn't because they're still ridiculously expensive.
I was going to say, you got many more slots? Because I've only got 2
I've
slots in mine.
I've got 4 slots on mine. I've used 3 now,
Right.
but I have put it in the big one where the super fast one can go because it's got the biggest fucking fat heatsink on it. So this is the one I'm putting my big games on. So like the
Okay.
Cyberpunks and of the world and all that hoo-ha when I finally get around to playing it.
What size did you buy?
It's 2
this time?
terabytes. It was £140,
Okay.
and
Supposed to be.
it came with a copy of Dragon's Dogma 2, which is 53
Ooh.
quid. So it was a good deal.
A bargain.
Yeah. Got it from eBay. I don't think they're doing the deal anymore. It also gave me Norton 360 for a year. I was like, yeah, that can fuck right off. I'm not putting that shit on my computer.
Yeah, too right.
Honestly, nah.
So yeah, as I can't really tell you, you can go and get the same deal. It was a Crucial T500, 2 terabytes. If anyone's actually interested.
So are you running them as separate discs, or are you
Yeah,
putting them all
because
together?
no. I've got like I like to have it so I know what is on each
Windows.
one, sort of thing. So I've taken the
Xbox
games
games.
off my Windows drive to put it on this
Yep.
drive, basically. So Windows is just doing Windows things, and it's getting main applications. Just fucking loads of space on there still. And then I've got like an old SSD with like smaller games on. And I've still got a mechanical hard drive. But I'm trying to get to the point where I can just bin that fucking thing off. That's basically what the plan is get everything off the mechanical and just fucking disconnect it because it's annoying when it starts whirring away. I'm like fucking
What
What's
century
on
is
there?
this?
Like, what?
yeah. It's like nothing. It's been nice and quiet, and all of a sudden the fucking Windows wants to do a virus scan. It goes fucking makes loads of noise. I'm like, what the fuck. So yeah, sooner I can get rid of that thing, the better. But that is massive. It's 4 terabytes. So I've got enough space. I've got fucking like 10 terabytes of total hard drive space in my computer now, which is just ridiculous.
Well, if you want to get rid of that 4 terabyte, I might. To be honest, I've got a space in my NAS that I could
Yeah,
probably just.
it's
whack
a
a
decent
drive in,
one because
yeah.
it's like a 7,000 RPM job, I think. So
Right.
as far as mechanical hard drives, it's not the super best, but yeah, it's all right. Bit noisy though. And then obviously I just watch football all the time when I'm not doing anything. But I did squeeze in a movie. We had people round for dinner and stuff the last Saturday night, which was fun. We played some games. We've got a game called Genius Square, which I have to recommend if you can check it out somewhere.
What, a board
yeah.
game or?
It's sort of like a competitive game. It's a bit like Tetris. You have like a
Right.
grid and you have some pegs that you put in a slot, like some other squares, and then you have a load of tetrominos shape things, sort of things. They're not all just exactly the same size. There's some 2s and 3s, but then the idea is you've got to put all the bits in to fill the gaps and have no spaces. And it's
Right.
like 1v1, and then we just go on like that. then there's a old pub game called Shut the Box, where you have 2 dice.
Oh, I played that. Yeah, I've played a lot of that.
Yeah. So that goes down well. People like just look at it and go, "What the fuck is that game?" And then like they just sit there and play it for fucking all night long.
Oh,
So,
right.
but yeah, so we had that night, and then when everyone had gone, actually no, that was a different night. To be fair, was it? Yeah, it was that night. And then everyone had gone, and I just sat down in the front of the TV, and I was flicking through. I was like going through the recordings on the Skybox. And it's like, oh yeah, I fucking downloaded Renfield the other week, and I haven't watched it yet. So I watched Renfield, and my boy was there, and my wife, and she fell asleep. My daughter fucks off out all the time nowadays. She's 18. She's got a boyfriend and that. So yeah, she was around his house, I think. And it was like quite late, about fucking 12:30 or something, when we started watching it.
Oh,
It
wow.
was like- oh, it
okay.
might have been the
Yeah,
night the
that's
clocks went. It was the night the clocks went forward. So by the time it finished, it was like fucking 3:00 in the morning or something stupid.
Right.
But fucking hell, that film's funny as fuck.
It's a good
I-
movie,
I
isn't it?
really
Yeah,
like that,
I thought
yeah.
it was brilliant. It was so fun. I was like, not really sure what to expect, but the fucking massively over the top violence in it is fucking hilarious. My son was chuckling away every time someone got their arms ripped off or something like that, and blood flying everywhere. It was great. So yeah, if you haven't watched Renfield, I definitely think you should have a
Yeah.
check it out.
It's like a big movie, but it's like got B movie.
Yeah, B movie
special
vibes, but
effects.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, they're better than B movie special. Like
No,
the
well, no,
fucking
no,
whole
what's it-
arms were
it's-
getting ripped off and
yeah,
stuff. It
yeah,
looks a
but
bit.
it's like the gore and the like all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
you know the,
Yeah, I
the
know what you mean.
over the top.
Yeah, like Kill
gore
Bill.
Of, yeah.
Where it's just
yeah,
like massively over the top.
yeah.
But it's not
yeah,
Kill Bill
it's-
levels of violence, I don't think. But
No.
yeah, it's just comic violence. Like obviously not real people's arms actually getting ripped off,
No.
but it's quite just like blood just gushing out everywhere. Yeah.
Hmm.
Quality
No,
film,
I
funny as fuck. And it's only 90 minutes. Perfect film length. So
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep, I enjoy that. Kickstarted my Dracula, my
Yeah,
love of Dracula.
yeah, I can understand why. It's like, yeah, maybe
Because
I'll
he is a
start watching.
wanker. right?
Yes, he is.
They do a very good job on a lot of these things of like, they have to present Dracula in a way that can interact with the audience, but at the same time, at some point, they have to remove him from that and show you what an absolute wanker he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
good stuff.
So that's basically
Alright.
all I've done in like 2
Okay.
fucking weeks. Did have all my
That's all
family
right.
round for Easter dinner and all that. Cooked a
Very
lamb,
nice.
half a lamb leg, big bit of topside, lovely, made my own gravy. That's it.
Well done.
Lovely.
Both ovens on the go.
No, two meats in the oven, in one oven. Managed to cope with one oven. Spread it out over like good few hours.
Nice.
Probably cost me a fucking fortune in electricity, but
Probably.
there we go.
You still how is your electricity these days? If I can
Oh,
remember
don't even
going back a
fucking-
few years ago,
don't-
at one point we were talking about saving electricity
Yeah.
by not using the oven clock, wasn't it? That was one of the
Oh,
ones.
well, I've got like all of those things switched off. The peanuts that I'm saving there helps me spend an absolute fortune on running my gaming PC,
Yeah, right.
which is now
Oh yeah.
like I've got a 750 watt power supply, and when I did all the old calculations, it's like it's pushing about 700 watts when it's in full power. I'm like, "Ew, that's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of power using all the time in there."
Okay, shall we move on to what we've been playing? Shall we? Shall we talk about video games?
Oh god, man!
All right. Who wants to start? Neil, why don't you start? You've always got.
I've always
a good
got
few.
fucking loads of games, but right. Well, I've been playing Last of Us 2.
Okay.
It was a massive gap. Obviously, was that 2 weeks ago? I talked about it as well.
Yeah.
When I said I hadn't played it for fucking ages.
Yep.
And I couldn't remember what I was doing.
Exactly.
I reckon I left it another week after the last time I played it. I was like, gone back to it. And I was like, I think I know. It's not been that long. I can remember what I was doing. So, yeah. And I was complaining about it was a bit over the top, the plaudits it was getting and stuff like that. It is a very good game. I still think it's a little bit over the top, the plaudits it got. But there's some like it's a bit irritating in a way. But like this, as you go through the game, I spend a lot of time going through every single fucking drawer, room, everywhere,
Right.
looking for every fucking piece of scrap that I can find, whether it be a cloth to make a fucking first aid kit or all of the fucking little bits of metal or scrap that you need to craft upgrades for your weapons, which seems to be incredibly important to me. Because basically, if you don't, they're total shit. So, first upgrade I recommend on every weapon is to reduce the sway of your weapon, whatever that upgrade is, because that makes a massive difference. And like, because you're like, ammo is scarce, so when your fucking gun's waving around all over the place and you fucking miss 5 shots in a row at a fucking zombie because you were a bit shit, like me, that's quite annoying. So get rid of that sway as soon as possible. That's the first upgrade on every weapon I get. And I don't know how many weapons there are. I've got quite a few now. I'm unlocking every fucking safe I find. If soon I find a safe, then I know that somewhere in the vicinity there's going to be a note that someone says the safe combination is our fucking wedding anniversary or whatever, and you have to go and find the other clue that matches up with that, and then find the combination. And there's usually some cool shit in the safe. So I am enjoying it. It is a good game, but there's things like, say, design choices, I guess, that I would be like, she's supposed to be a badass by now. She should be able to control a fucking gun. She's been shooting since she was like fucking 12. She's like 18 or whatever now. She should be good at this shit.
It's a classic though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all video game
the
bollocks.
Sequel, you can't start at the same level as what you got to at the end. Like with basically superhuman with like the best weapons and a nuke launcher or anything. Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. The story's good. It hasn't pissed me off anyway. I know some people who liked the first game don't really like the second game. I was talking to a guy I hadn't spoke to in fucking years, again in Tesco's, and he fucking loved the very first game. He fucking plays it like once a year, every year. Okay. And I said, "Oh yeah, I was playing Last of Us 2. I know you like the first." And he goes, "Yeah, I didn't like the second one. It's too woke." I was like, "All right." Yeah, so I was like, I haven't really noticed, but I haven't played much of it yet. So, yeah, it is a very highly produced video game for sure, and lots of good stuff in there. And I am enjoying it, but I feel like I've got fucking tons still to do. Absolutely shitloads. I don't think I've really got very far into it at all. I've been like, because you keep that going from playing like early as she is now, as an oldest age, but you like go flashback and play like a whole sequence with Joel and Tommy or whatever from back in the days when you're learning stuff. And then you go back to the current times and all that sort of stuff. So it is cool. It's like playing out a TV show / movie. So, but the action definitely does improve as you get more and more upgrades and stuff like that, for sure. Because that was my main bugbear with it, for sure, to start with.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was it's about near on 7 years, 7 years and 1 week, I think, between The Last of Us 1 and 2.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say since The Last of Us 2 came out, because that wouldn't actually surprise me.
Last of Us 2 was 2020.
Yeah, so that's already fucking 4 years. That's mental.
So,
yeah.
It feels like a lot longer ago, but 2020 did.
I bought it when it was like fucking ridiculously cheap on PSN and never played it, and then I bought it the upgrade. So, but yeah, I bought another game on PlayStation. Maybe we'll talk about that shortly.
Maybe. All right. Last of Us 2. Should I talk about Shadowhand?
Go on then. I'd like to know what that is.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
So I bought Shadowhand. So
before you start, have you refunded it?
No.
Okay. Carry on then.
No, it wasn't very expensive. A lot of games there was a deck building sale on Steam. And I think when Balatro came out, friend of the show, Matt, had said, "Oh, you might want to check out Shadowhand." So I did. It was on sale, so I bought it. I got quite a bit of Steam a few Steam
You've
dollars
refunded
for
so
my-
many games.
for my birthday, and I've refunded enough that I've built up a good war chest. But no, Shadowhand was only like about $5 or $6, and it's it's all right. It's like it's weird. It's one of those. It's a car. It's basically. I'm trying to think what's the best way to describe it. You're basically
It's a roguelike.
It's I guess.
It says Shadowhand RPG card game is what it says on the video.
Yeah,
that I'm
I mean
watching.
that's probably the best way. RPG card game. So I'm playing this character. I can't remember whether I got to choose man or woman at the start. I'm sure I did, and I chose a woman. And you're basically progressing this story. And the first thing she does is she's going on the road and she meets a bandit or whatever. And and it's set back in olden times, like 14th or 15th century or whatever it is. And she meets a bandit on the road, and you have to fight the bandit. And then what happens every time you have a fight is you have your two characters on either side. Both characters have hit points. Both characters have defense points and associated abilities to attack the characters are and they take the form generally of weapons. So for example, my character had a musket and my character had a knife. And then you are presented with the card game, and the card game is a number of cards that are laid face down with a few laid face up on top of it. And you cannot get to the bottom cards until you've removed the top cards that are face up. You cannot turn the ones underneath over until you've taken the other ones above. And you are basically just playing a deck of cards. If you have a 7, you can pull a 6 off. And then if you have a 6 on your deck, you can click on a 5 or a 7, right? You see what I mean? And just going basically up or down in sequence to clear your way through. And every time you pick up a card off the main deck, you start to build up your attack on your weapons. Now, your gun may take 5 cards to build up, but each time you pick up a card, you're building up till you can attack with that gun. And so say I pick up 5 cards. I pick up a 3, I pick up a 4, I pick up a number 3, I pick up a 2, I pick up an ace. And now my gun is ready to fire. I click on the gun and I can do damage to that person, minus whatever their defense points are, etc., etc. And then go again ad nauseum, right? Until no one is surviving, until you win, basically, or lose. Yes. And then mixed in with all that are other little modifiers, right? As you progress, you pick up new weapons, you pick up new equipment, new clothing to buff yourself, and you can start to then push your character towards a certain build. And so I'm still in the first game I started. I can't remember, did I lose or not? I don't think I did. I think I just stopped playing. I went quite, a fair few rounds in and had fitted myself out with some new boots, some new gauntlets, new hat, new masks or whatever. And they all do little,
like defense and things like that. Then.
Right. They all have little buffs. And they will debuff something as well, right? So you have to decide what sort of path you're going down. And I think I was starting to push myself down towards what was it? It was away. I think it was away from knives, more towards guns. I can't remember. I can't exactly remember. But I mean, that's basically the premise. So it was all right. I mean, I didn't play it and I didn't go, wow, this is amazing. I played it and went, oh, okay, this is an okay iPad game, right? So, you would be, and it has that cheesy, that cheesy iPad game type of look where, it's maidens and mistresses and I don't know. It's just
damsels in distress on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you got it on the screen?
I've got it. There's no maid. I wouldn't say there's any thing like that on there at the minute. There's a female. Actually, she's like a female highwayman looking character.
Yeah, and now if you're looking on the
if you will.
Yeah, that's right. And if and of course she's got big breasts, right? She's got
you can't see that on here. Her breasts are underneath the screen.
And then there's whatever.
She's got a big butt, Scott. You can't see anything.
I mean, it's just I don't know. It's all just a bit corny. I think it's very corny.
Horny or corny?
Corny, not making me horny. And then if you look on the screen, you can see there that different cards have different symbols on them, so those come into play, right? You can't unlock certain piles of cards until you've cleared a certain number of symbols and all this sort of stuff. And then there's locks and keys and jokers and whatnot. And you can see there some of the cards have masks on them, so you have to click them twice. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that one. I think the issue is it's another game, right? Right now, for some reason, with Balatro, and then there's another game I want to talk about. I'm stacked a bit high for Shadow Hand to make a deep impact, but it was all right. You know, I can see myself firing it up again at some point when I just want to
An
chew away
RPG
for
card
like
game to play.
10 or 15 minutes of just, you know, downtime. That's what, you know, these games.
So this you can just
feel
progress
like a
this
little bit.
like this is a long process. It's not like a if you like there is a story to play through this, is there? If you die, do you start all
she
over
is
again?
doing something. I mean, the last bit I did was I was at a smuggler's cove or something like that, trying to stop people coming. I don't know what was going on. I'm trying not to really pay too much attention.
Don't want to get too
it, but
invested, do you? Like,
I feel like at any moment it's going to ask me to search for hidden objects. That's what that's what it feels like. That level of game, right? You know, but it's probably doing it a disservice. I think there's some depth. You know, there's quite a bit of depth here to this card game. Although, right, my first run, I'm still standing after however many rounds, which makes me wonder just how difficult it is.
Yeah.
You know, compared to some of the other stuff we're talking about. But we'll see. Anyway, that's Shadow Hand. It's okay. It's a big bag of okay so far.
Steam.
Steam, yeah.
Yeah, $10.
$10?
$6, I think, on sale. Who knows how much it is? I wouldn't have paid more, that's for sure. And I probably would never have bought it unless Matt had recommended it.
Fair
So, in fact, I should probably go refund it.
enough.
Have you not played the 2 hours yet?
I don't think so.
I'm surprised it made the
So-
part of a podcast if you didn't play it for 2 hours.
Well, it's in there. It's in there. All right, what else have we got? Dave, do you want to pick one out?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Balatro. I took my Steam Deck on holiday with me. It's a brilliant game for the Steam Deck.
Oh, mate, don't. I can talk to you about Balatro.
So I've done every single.
Oh my God, you're on holiday. You could have just played it for hours.
Yeah. When everybody went to bed, I must have put about 3 or 4 hours in a night. So I've done every single card.
Every single deck.
Not the hard one. I was stuck on the ghost deck, I think it was.
I haven't unlocked that one, I don't think. I unlocked a load of decks in the last 2 weeks. I've finished a load of runs.
So I've won 11 rounds now. I wasn't getting into the millions. I just did the 8, and then I've done the unlimited run, and then didn't get very far.
I finished a few, but I only make it maybe 2 or 3 more hands, and then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because the antis just go fucking through the roof after that. They're just going up like 400,000 a time. I'm like, ooh, I'm not getting anywhere near that.
I think my record was like 11, anti 11. I was going into the millions then.
Yeah, I still haven't broken 1 million points on it.
My run, I had my aces and face cards were being counted again.
I had so many things. The last few runs I've had good ones are flush ones. Like I've had it's one of the decks is all of the blacks and all of the reds are like either diamonds or there's diamonds are all hearts and clubs or spades, and then there'll be like a card that comes out and it says every diamond card or whatever is all like fucking worth loads more points. I'm like, well, okay, so this is the way I'm going then. And then the flush one will come out and I'm like, it's flushes all the way, here we go. And I'll be discarding all the fucking black cards because I've got like the card that boosts all the fucking hearts or whatever. So yeah, getting rid of like actually like binning them out of my deck or converting them on the tarot cards to go to red cards and all that sort of shit. I've had a fair bit. That's how I've managed to do most of my runs.
Yeah.
complete
Yeah.
most of my
That's-
runs, but then it just runs out of steam very quickly after the anti-8. I'm like, oh, bollocks.
Yeah, there's basically you get to a point where you want to remove the cards that you don't want, add more of the cards, or duplicate the cards. There
Yeah.
is one of the cards that's if you play one card, the first card, and play it, it duplicates it twice, or you get 2 copies of it extra, and then there's lots of ways to keep building the multiplier, but yeah, it's hard, and you've got to get a perfect run on it, obviously. So yeah, but yeah, I've done that now, and then I was started on my more difficult runs.
I've done.
Stake run.
I did the red stake run on the basic card. I think the basic
Right.
deck. Or one. I've definitely done a couple of the red stakes. Like when
Okay. Okay.
So rather than unlocking all the decks, it was like I've unlocked a deck and I'm going to go back and do that.
You're gonna go and do that one.
The
yeah,
red stake.
yeah,
So yeah, basically the red stake one. The first one was small blind doesn't give you any rewards, kind of thing,
Right.
or something. So I was like, well, I'm just going to fucking skip it then and go straight to big blind. So I did loads of skipping, and then obviously there's some things like every now and again there'll be a thing that says, "Oh, you'll get so many coin for every fucking blind you've skipped," and it's like, well, I've skipped all the small blinds, and I'll get fucking like
Right.
$50 now. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes, I somehow decided to watch an episode of Balatro University on YouTube. So this is a guy who he knows
Okay.
he knows what he's doing. He puts
Right.
out a video every day. And somebody had mentioned it. So I was like, oh, I'll just go check it out then. And I was like, well, what's the point in watching Balatro if I should just really be playing it? I have done nothing but watch Balatro University all week. And I had one day where I was watching him play. It was 2 hours of him playing to get to his goal. I think it was like the hardest difficulty, right? The highest stake on the shittiest deck. Jesus, I honestly, I felt like I had been taken to a world of thinking on that game that I will never achieve. Will never achieve. Like there was
it's
a
gone
part
to
of
like
me
a
which was like,
master's level lecture.
I went to places, yeah, but the worst thing was
PhD
I
lecture.
there was no like there was doing stuff and I was like, I get this. Like my brain felt like it was functioning on this higher plane.
How high were you?
Very. Very. But yeah, it's just fascinating. Like the control of, the way these guys are finessing the deck is just outrageous. And it just made me realize, like, there's us, and we are absolutely trying to brute force our way through to get just to the anti-8, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy or whatever, like he's already. I mean, what he was doing was just phenomenal, right? Just the way he was manipulating stuff. Although, to be fair, I mean, what he did say, of course, was you do have decks where you just can't get ahead, and you have to accept that because of the randomness of it.
Yeah, they know within like the first couple of rounds where they're like, this is the one. I might as well can this and start a new one.
Yeah, I think they have. I think there's certainly I think probably with almost any run, they could take any run and get to the anti-8 final, no worries, right? They know how to manipulate the deck. They know how to make sure their cash is sorted. Cash is king, I think. By the way, that's one of the things.
They just keep re-rolling until you get what you want, don't you? I guess if you've got enough cash.
Well, that was it. That takes me on to the next thing. So, and then I started going down the rabbit hole of seed optimization, right? So basically, what these guys are doing is they're finding seeds, and then they go through play to a point where they can't play. Then they basically rerun the seed.
They start the same seed,
right? And
where did I go wrong?
Well, it's not even so much as where they go wrong. Is I've played that. You could even do it yourself. You put in a seed, you play it, and then you don't really get the hands that you want under the second or third deck. But you've seen what's coming, so now you start the game again with the same seed, and you go, all right. Well, I know.
Does it give you literally the same cards every?
Yes, right, and the jokers and everything, right? So there's one point in one of the seed runs that I watched this guy doing where he was going through it. He was checking his notes. He was going, oh shit, have I gone Have I done this right? And he goes, oh yeah, okay, that's all right. This doesn't matter. I can do this. And he goes, right, according to my notes now, we have to re-roll 15 times. So he re-rolls the Joker things 15 times. And then, and then lo and behold, as he re-rolls the 15th one, bingo, this Joker comes up, which just breaks everything, right, for him. Like it's like another negative times 3, whatever, extra Joker spot. And then he was also doing stuff like where they were doing creating negative copies. So he had, this is how I saw him break it. So he had something like 100 and something negative. I can't even remember what cards they were. I can't even remember what negative Pluto. Were they negative Plutos? I think. So he had 100 of those in his consumable slot, right?
How?
So he had Jokers set up that every time he did a round, it created 2 negative.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right, yeah. So he had 100 negative Plutos, I think it was.
Where does it even show that many on the screen?
Right? And then his final run. Oh, and then he converts. I think he converted all those. Did he? Fuck, I can't even remember. All I know is he ended up playing like something like.
There's like a high card is worth 100. Like fucking stupid.
He basically boosted his high card. Most of the runs I've watched, they all base around going for a high card. That's what you want.
It's the easiest hand to play.
It's the easiest hand to play, and you can just keep piling on the high card multiplier. And he had he started the run. He started the final one. He drops his high card, and it trips every Joker at the top like 2 or 3 times. Plus every card he has a hand because he's I don't know what he did, but he has a hand of like 100 steals, right?
Right.
That's his hand is 100 steals, and each one of those steals is triggering around about 3 to 4 times on a multi. I mean, the calculation on it was 10 minutes, right? Just playing that hand took 10 minutes at least. And
well, by the time
totally,
it figured adding up all the numbers.
And just broke it, right? And so those are pretty. So there's some neat little tricks in there. I can't remember them, what they are, and I don't know how you get to them. Like you have to keep playing till you unlock this stuff, or what are you looking for, or how random is it that you find it? The point is, I'm in deep, boys. I'm in deep.
You're not playing the game, you're just watching the game.
I scared myself.
What I found is that you can create a new profile, and when you're creating a new profile, there's a little tick box to say unlock all the cards.
Oh yeah.
And basically you can do it that way, like instead of like playing through and unlocking them through like discovery and everything like that. You can just the proper way, story mode. You can just have a full deck with everything.
Well, all the Jokers and everything.
Yeah, it's those legendary Jokers, right? The Perkios and all that sort of stuff.
I like actually unlocking it all and
yeah, it's no fun if you don't do all the work yourself.
Yeah. You got some jazzy graphics up on there.
Yes, I told Fraser we got fancy graphics.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Oh, is that why you keep asking?
Yeah.
I've got the stream up. Yeah, it's very nice. Balatro.
I'll quickly go on my other game. There's no need for a video, Neil, because it's only a quick one. I've just been playing some more RimWorld on the Steam Deck as well. They've got a big update coming out. Some more DLC.
How old is this game? Like 10 years?
RimWorld.
15 years?
It's not that. No, it's not that old. It's probably, I don't know. Sorry. I will just literally go on.
Should you could talk and I should
page. Store page. It came out 2018.
Right.
I think it was probably in early access for a little while.
I'm thinking of Factorio. I think. Oh no, that's really old.
Factorio or Dwarf Fortress is another really old one.
That's proper old.
That's proper old. Yeah, no, RimWorld, yep, still going strong. What's it?
My son was playing that this week.
RimWorld.
I know, I saw.
He called me over to show me one of his villagers or whatever was about to have a baby.
Oh.
He was not happy about it for some reason. I can't remember what it was.
Because she wasn't working, probably.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she wasn't mining.
It was something to do with his the genetics on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a it's a story generator. It's just good fun. And then if they all die, you just start again. So that was it. That's well, I've got another one, but I'll leave that for a little while.
All right. Should I talk about? Neil, do you want to give us one of your other two
I'll
then, and then we'll come back to me and.
Yeah, all right. Well, I bought Helldivers 2. I've not played loads, but I have been playing a little bit. But I've been playing on my own, so it's not quite the same
Okay.
experience, I guess, that people are enthusing about so much. Yeah, Helldivers 2, isn't it? Everyone's playing it. Everyone's going on about how fucking great it is.
You're not having the same experience.
Well, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I prefer the first one because it was the style of game.
Right.
I
remember you talking about the first one.
The first one, I thought
Yeah.
it was. What was good about the first one is you could have local co-op, so you could have
Right.
like 2 or 3 people playing on the same PlayStation or whatever. Whereas this literally is obviously it's third-person game, so you have to play one person on the PlayStation. And then, or the PC, obviously. So I bought it on PlayStation. I cashed in some of my PlayStation Stars points for 10 quid's worth of credit. So it cost me 25 quid on PlayStation, which is why I bought it there, because I'm a bit of a cheapskate.
That's all right. You're in good company.
Yes, indeed. I also paid less for my actual wallet credit as well, because I get it from shop2.net. For like 16 to 17% off the actual price of stuff. So yeah, full on cheapskate behaviour. So I've not played loads of it, and I'm a bit like go in, do my tutorial, which was reminded me of some other game. Can't remember what it was, but it's very similar to like I don't know. It's a third-person game. It's a bit like Gears of War, I guess, isn't it? But more stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, the tone of the game is all like Starship Troopers and all that hoo-ha. You've probably heard all of this bollocks everywhere else. I don't really need to talk about it. Everyone knows what fucking Helldivers is, don't they? My personal experience so far is do the tutorial, jump into a mission on my own against the bugs, because I know the bugs are easier than the automatons, the Terminator type characters. Played on whatever the basic difficulty level is, played through a mission. I literally did the main objective and fucked off, and I was like, that's not what I'm supposed to do, is it? I'm supposed to go around and fucking search the area and play a bit like... So the next time I was like, jump it, dive in your escape pod, land, get out, kill some bugs, find out where the main objective is. But then you'll see things flashing off in the distance like beacons, and you have to go off and fucking investigate what it is, and you find...
Yeah.
More credits, more samples and shit, more shit to take back to unlock more shit, basically. So that's important. No, don't just mainline the main objective and fuck off, because that is definitely not the way to play. It's
Right.
like search the entire area for every fucking scrap of stuff. Oh, another game I've been playing recently, and then leave, hopefully. But easy was easy. And then the next level got a little bit more difficult, and I did die a couple of times. And I got to medium difficulty, and I fucking got totally destroyed. I couldn't do anything. I was getting totally wrecked. Every time I was like, it was supposed to be a 12-minute mission. And so I was like, this will be easy then. 12 minutes. And I don't know how many times I fucking died. I was just like, 2 randoms jumped into my game, and we all fucking died before the thing extracted. And I was like, this is only medium. Game's fucking hard. Or it gets hard quick. We had to find. No, we had to close however many, what they're called, the emergence holes are what they're called in Gears of War. The same fucking thing.
Right.
Basically, a hole where bugs come out. You have to go and chuck a grenade in it to fucking close it. And then so you had to do 6 or 9 of them or something in 12 minutes, and I was like, I found like 3. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I've done like 10 minutes here, and I'm really just failing the mission. And I thought, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I need to play with people to have the fun. because playing with randoms or on your own it's not that great.
Yeah, we are trying to arrange a date where I'm going to play. My mate Jeremy gave me some Steam vouchers for my birthday, so I did tell him I'd play with him. So we should arrange that at some point.
Well, we did
Next
mention
week or
maybe
two.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think he can do tomorrow.
All right.
It's his missus's birthday.
Well, does
That
she
would
not
be
want
a
to play Helldivers 2?
That would be a marriage limiting move, as we say in the biz. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
So there'll be more to come on Helldivers 2. It's been very early days so far, but I've not been blown away yet, like many people seem to. Oh, like I said, I didn't play much of the first one, but what I did play, I was like, this is fucking great, because I've not really played anything as stupid, and fucking the tone of it's very similar, obviously. But it was easy to just co-op with my son or whatever, and he could just kill me repeatedly and find it incredibly amusing, where I'd be like, right, okay, it was funny, and now it's not funny. Can you stop?
It's definitely not funny.
But yeah, I'm sure those moments will come as I play more with people that I might know. So Helldivers 2, more to come.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. I want to get in on that. But yeah, so I really enjoyed my play.
You can have 4 people, can't you?
It's 4 people.
Yeah, I know. Like Mark said, he's playing one of the gang. He's been playing fucking loads.
Yes.
He's got hundreds of hours in this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know how. I don't think he's been doing anything but play Helldivers for about the last month. But yeah, so he said he'd jump in, but he's obviously on. I'll be like, I can't play with you or too shit. So we'll see. But yeah, there will be more.
All right.
What we got there?
Okay. I have been playing Luck Be a Landlord. I bought that too, which is I've been threatening to do for probably about 3 years, I think.
Dave, you've got this as well, haven't you? If I recall.
I've got this.
Dave's
Yeah.
the one who Dave introduced us to this, and I keep saying I'm going to buy it, and I finally bought it. And I played a bit of it earlier. Oh yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, Luck Be a Landlord is basically like a fruit machine simulator, but as you progress, the whole premise behind it is you owe your landlord some money, and the only way you can get money is by playing the fruit machine. And every time you start the fruit machine, you have I think it's 5 columns.
Yep.
And there's only a few symbols on there. I think there's like a cat, a bottle of milk, or a flower, and something, whatever
And
it
a
might
coin
be.
or something.
And a coin, right? And they all give you a coin when you pull. And so your first pull, you get 5 coins. But then as soon as you finish at the end of every pull, you get an option to add to the rings. So then suddenly it gives you what may be a dog, maybe a bee, like a buzzing bee, maybe a diamond. Who knows? Whatever they could be. And all these things interact with each other.
Have the possibility of interacting with each other.
Yes, have the possibility of interacting with each other. So, for example, the last run I did, I was concentrating. I had some miners, so these guys with lamps on their heads. I put a miner in there, and then I was trying to throw as many ores as possible because the miner can break down the ores. And when these things interact with each other, you get more money, right?
To pay your landlord.
To pay your landlord, because he's like, you better pay me in 4 spins, you fucker, or else you're out. Right. Yep. And then you pay him, and then he goes, right, well, in another 8 spins, you owe me 150. So you better get that together, you fucker, or you're out. And so as you progress, you're starting again, a little bit Balatro-like, you're starting to finesse your reels, right? What works better? What is not working better? How do I get rid of stuff now that isn't really benefiting me? I don't see anything here that benefits me. Is there any reason I can put any of these things in, or do I just skip?
Yeah. If you've got too many things, then the other things might not be spinning on the reels. Like when you've got a full reel, you've got 25 spaces. If you get another thing, got 26, that means something else might not be on there that has the possibility. So you want to have a full reel.
Yes. but there are some things that generate revenue from not full wheels, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
obviously, like the card games, the more cards or the more things you add to your reel, the more, like you say, the more you dilute your results. So sometimes getting great stuff looks beneficial, but it's not, because you're increasing your reel sizes.
hmm
And then there's also, like the jokers in Balatro, you have multipliers or buffs or deep or whatever they may be, things that are plain passive effects,
Yeah.
right? It's good. It's really good, actually.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
really good. I mean, I had played it a few times and I understood what the premise was, and it seemed pretty neat, but I never played it enough to get the hook.
Right.
The hook never got me. I knew it was there, and I was just waiting, and then I played today, and I was like, and I played one run, and that was it. The hook was in. There it goes. And yeah, I had one.
It's not quite as slick. It doesn't look like the visually or the UI is not. It's definitely before Balatro.
Yes.
I think Balatro's got a real nice look and feel of it. That I think they did say, but the creator of Balatro was inspired with the game mechanics of Look, Be a Landlord, just in a different
Yes.
format, but it's simple enough and puts on screen quite simply. There's no confusion about no two symbols are like confusable.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like the UI of just sort of hovering your mouse over something and it tooltip and shows you and gives you a breakdown of what it is, and also what it interacts with and how it interacts with other things as well. It's really, it looks simple, but like gives you all the information that you need to make informed decisions, which is really cool, which I really
Yeah.
liked about it.
Yeah, I definitely had to take a few games to get myself into the mechanics of it. That was key.
Yeah.
And there's also abilities like to start removing things as well, which I was doing. Yeah, the most interesting thing I found, I probably had about 2 or 3 what I would say are proper runs now. Right. The first ones were just feeling myself. Well, first ones were just me touching myself in special places. But the first few runs were me just feeling my way through. And then like I say, I think I had about 3 or 4 runs today where they were, what I would call actually, I did make it to the end on one of the last runs, and then it gave me the option of endless mode. So
Yeah.
I have survived.
Can you earn more money than you need to pay back? And then what happens?
Yes. So this was the interesting thing, was I think on around about maybe my second or third runs today of significance. Let's just call them my second or third runs. Certainly on one of them, like I had crushed, like the first one you have to get 50. I had crushed it by about the second roll, right? I don't know what I'd done, what I'd added, or something like that. And then for the next few, let's call them months, the next few months when my rents were due, I was absolutely crushing it. Like I had double of what he wanted off me, which was really good. But what I noticed on a couple of the last runs that I've done, is suddenly I went from having just bossing it, right? From having double to absolutely could not get anywhere close. It was really bonkers. Like, I think it was the last runs, he wanted 675 for my rent. No worries. Not a problem. Next one, he wanted 1,000. I couldn't get close. I could barely get to it. So I'm trying to figure out now there's a lot of stuff that interacts and starts to remove stuff. Like you can put in I can't even remember what it was, like a bounty hunter, right? You can put, I think that's probably the thing that happened, was I got this card which was called Zarkov or something like that. It's a person,
right?
But he basically gets rid of every person, right?
He kills all the people.
He kills all the people for you, or
apart from the landlord.
What you want.
Yeah.
Right. And you get good money when he kills all the people. But the problem was I stuck him in. He killed everyone. That took away an absolute shit ton of my revenue generation.
Yeah.
Right. Of my miners or whoever they were that he killed. And then I forgot. I had a barrel. Have you seen the barrel? I had a barrel of dwarves, and it basically creates like 7 dwarves. Oh yeah, of course, 7 dwarves. That would make sense. That's
Yeah,
what it
that
says.
does make sense.
Creates 7 dwarfs and dumps them into your thing. Well, I got rid of him. I was like, shit, he's causing way too much damage. I hoofed him. What I should have done is kept him, thrown in the barrel of dwarves, because he's gonna get rid of those guys now, that's free money that's sitting there in the barrel. So, hands up, you learn.
Yeah.
But it's
As long
really
as you
cool.
do, as long as you do learn.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, the Shadow Hand was okay. If you have the Balatro itch, the closest I've seen. Actually, Bingle Bingle is probably one of the. Bingle Bingle visually looks like an absolute doppelganger of Balatro.
How does
That
I was-
roulette thing.
Apart from the fact that it's roulette, not cards, but I
Mm.
mean, it still has the same 2 multipliers or whatever that you're buffing, which I think is pretty cheap, really. But
Balatro still
yeah,
the king. Is that what you're saying?
Balatro's still the king. Yeah.
If you
but
haven't
Luck
tried
Be a
any
Landlord,
of them, just buy Balatro.
yeah, but I would highly recommend Luck Be a Landlord, which I know Dave has done before,
yeah,
of course.
Look, me and Landlord has got a demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's quite a lot involved with that. So
Is
if
this only
you-
a Steam thing though? Like, be a landlord. Do we know? Because I know
As far as I'm
Balatro's
aware.
basically on everything. I think it's back everywhere now. It's just got age restrictions on.
Yeah,
no,
I'm not
I
sure.
think it's just Steam.
I think, yeah. It's good. I think there's versions on iOS. Again, it's been copied
Yeah.
by people before.
Yeah,
But I
like
think if you're going to get
2048
go
or
for-
whatever. Oop, something weird's happened.
So, yeah, that's good. So I'm glad I picked that up.
Cool.
All right.
Shall I just
that's-
quickly do mine? 'Cause I
Go
might
on
chip
then.
in with Dave's.
Oh, I did play Diablo 4 for a bit last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How
Okay,
long was a
watched-
bit?
I downloaded it. I watched the intro, which was fucking astounding, to be honest. I had
It's good,
I had the intro on full on in downstairs on the big TV, all the surround sound, and there's this fucking just they summon this woman or whoever she is, Lilith, right?
Yep.
And she's just standing there, and she's got the big cape made from all the whatever. It looked fucking phenomenal. I was like, that is fucking cool. That is
on your,
really.
On your Xbox Series S? Or were you playing
That was on the Xbox, yeah.
Mhm.
Which I did think, this could look a bit better, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time I thought this could probably look a bit better. But I don't often think about that. But I played it and I was just like, this is it. This is Diablo 4. I gotta run around here and just keep hacking at fucking bits and get gold and shit.
Yeah, and then you get more
I was
powerful.
very. It was a bit.
And then you do the same thing again, and then you get more powerful.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that.
You have to
great.
beat big bosses, though. Is that a thing? That's the deal, isn't it?
I don't know.
Eventually,
I
do you
selected-
fight Lilith eventually? I don't know. I guess.
Yes, I selected the harder difficulty. I didn't choose baby mode. I chose the harder difficulty and came across the first boss and just wrecked him, right? Which I don't think is unusual in a lot of games. You know, if you have a lot of experience, you can usually just boss the first sort of stuff. But I was just like, I don't think I can carry on with this. I just sacked
I
it.
haven't even bothered. I looked at it. I was like, I know people love these games. It's not me. I played
I
that
can see
Immortal for a
why,
bit, but I'm like,
but-
nah, not for me.
Yeah. And then I think that you can split screen it, but I said to my son, you know, do you want to come and play Diablo? And he calls it Diab Slop. So
I've got good games to play. That's what he said.
that's right. Yeah.
Like RimWorld.
Yeah. Did we want to so that Diablo 4, did we want to give Hunt a mention at all? Or not bother this week? We played a ton of it, haven't we? Let's talk about it next week.
I've nearly
Fuck it, we
finished the
always
Battle
talk about it.
Pass. Yeah, we've got enough to go on this week.
Yeah, okay. All
We'll
right.
be
finish
playing
the
it
last
again.
one then.
We'll still be playing Hunt. in the
Oh, we
background.
will.
We've
We
definitely
will.
been playing it. It's probably my most played game this week, but I ain't talking about it.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm
Like-
dying loads. We're not talking about it though. I've been playing another game quite a bit actually, more than I thought I would. I don't know what made me fire it up, but I played some Gran Turismo 7 again. I talked about it 2 weeks ago, I think.
Haven't they just released a new?
There's been fucking a few updates recently. And the big one that I talked about the other week is where they'd added the GT Sophie, the new, more characterful AI, which also had fucking emojis above all the cars when they passed you and all that, and all got past. I've been that totally off. I've not played that anymore. because the emoji bullshit was just annoying.
Oh yeah.
But I have ventured into the GT Sport mode, which is the online racing. A bit. I've done 3 races, I think, total. It's not like Forza. I was just all over the online all the time. I can just play online. Because I don't know why. I just did. But Gran Turismo, I've always thought, oh, it's a bit serious. Going into a whole separate mode and all that. GT Sport. You got ratings in Forza, and you have ratings in this. So you have a driver rating and a safety rating, as you did in Forza with this. And you start off a driver rating E, and then it starts you on a safety of B. So I was like, first race, bit nervous, like, don't want to fucking crash. So I was like, I'm just going to try and get around the track without hitting anyone until the finish line. And I did okay. There was a couple of incidents. I got totally fucking banged up the backside a couple of times.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Don't knock it till you tried it, as they say. But
Just like taking a big dump.
I don't know about that. So yeah, I was raging by the end of the race
Oh.
because I was doing. I had a couple of minor incidents during the race, but I'd been very clean. And then the last fucking lap of this race, I'd fucking passed a couple of cars. And I was like, I'm fucking doing all right here. I'm not going to be winning the race or anything, but I've moved up quite a lot of places in the race. Because like there's a practice, you just do a free practice beforehand, but in what it's actually doing is giving you a lap time to qualify in the grid. So it's like a rolling start. Like I say, there's been a few incidents, bit of scuffling. I've been off the track a couple of times because some dickheads pushed me off. And on the last lap, I've made 2 or 3, 4 places up, and I'm like actually fucking doing really well. And there's this one guy who's fucking had me before, and we're on the fucking last corner, and he just fucking slams into the side of me and pushes me into the dirt. We're on Catalonia, Barcelona. And I'm like, I'm in the fucking sand, and I lost about fucking 5 places. And I was like, you fucking dick. And it does the whole, if you do something stupid, you get penalised. And I was like, I didn't even give him a fucking penalty. I was like, yeah, you fucking taking a piss. He just totally took me out. And I finished behind him. But I still finished like 7th or something in that race. It was up like 5 places from where I started. So I was happy in the end. But I was fucking raging with that guy. I was like, you fucking dick. So I had about 3 or 4 races. And then, yeah, so it's very similar to Forza in a way. Now, once you're in there, it's not as intimidating as it feels. I was a bit, I don't know, I felt this is like, it's got a bit more prestige, Gran Turismo, than Forza Online male player, because it's got this whole sport mode. And they have this massive fucking competition where people have become literal racing drivers by playing well at Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it is definitely harder than Forza, I think. It's like way easier. Like this, I did say, like I know Chill Robots was in the Discord saying, if you stick like racing tires on your cars, they feel so much better, and you get them out. And that is true, but it's still, when you start driving the meaty cars, you have to be so careful on the throttle when you're going around corners and stuff. Way more careful than you need to be in Forza. Forza's definitely more simcade, and this is not full sim Gran Turismo by any means, but it's definitely a bit more towards the sim than the arcades for sure. But yeah, it's a lot of fun once you get into it, and if you get in the zone and you're fucking on it. Like I was doing some earlier before the show, and because they do like in the sport mode, they still do like a weekly time trial. I think they run for 2 weeks basically, and they overlap. There's always 2 going now, so one finishes a week, and then that'll be on for 2 weeks. But in the meantime, there's one in between that runs for like 2 weeks. So, and if you do get in the top 3%, I think it is, you get like 2 million credits on a time trial. And there was a fucking one that was just like Daytona. So it's like an oval. No, it's a sort of oval. So slightly, there's like 3 bends basically on Daytona. And they're all like basically not bends. They're just like, you have to turn left for a little bit, but you're still hammering it full speed pretty much in virtually all the cars that you go around it in. And it's this weird concept car that it was running on, where I don't even know what it is. Fucking stupid looking car, but it had a laser engine. I was like, it's not. There's no such thing as a fucking laser engine, is there? You've just totally made that up. And the laser engine had the most fucking annoying sound of it, any fucking game I've ever played. Like, electric cars make a weird noise. Obviously, they whine. They go, ooh, whatever. They sound like a fucking spaceship. But this thing just went clack, 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 clack. I was like, this is the most shit fucking sound I've ever heard in a fucking racing game. Better, but worse than anything I heard on my Commodore 64. Fucking sound, but it fucking does basically 250 miles per hour non-stop around Daytona. So you're on very fine margins to get the fastest lap. Basically, you just have to hug the inside line without going off the track, because it will just go around all the corners without slowing down. You just constantly full on accelerator. You've just got to try and make it round the corners without going off to the left. And so I managed to get in the top 3% of that for the first time. So I got 2 million credits. I was like, nice, thanks very much.
Nice.
But there's another challenge running in a Toyota GT1 thing, which is like a sports car, like a prototype sports car thing, like World Endurance Championship type of thing. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And that's fucking hard because I can get in the top 10% of that, but I can't break. Like, I'm about fucking 3/10 off getting into the top 5%, which is the next like a million credit reward, and I'm like, I just can't fucking get there. I had another go earlier. But what was
that
happening?
attitude.
Well, what was going on earlier? I'd had a couple of beers, A, and B, my son was sat 2 meters away from me, just constantly yapping to his mate on his fucking like Snapchat, and I'm like, I was like, can you just shut the fuck up? I didn't quite say that, but that was what was going in my head.
But it was fucking close.
It was pretty fucking close. I was like, can you just shut up? It's like, could you just stop gibbering constantly to your mates while I'm trying to do this, or go somewhere else? Yeah. So you have to be concentrating to get to the tops of these times. But,
of course.
Yeah, and probably not be. Like when I've done all right, I was quite completely sober, so that probably helped as well. But yeah, I'm really quite enjoying it at the moment, Gran Turismo. It's a bit dry, in terms of like vibes, but the racing, once you get into the racing, is good. It is good, and it looks pretty nice. I can definitely see, like, if it was on a super duper PC and they had all of the fucking options of like the scale of options, well, you could run it on a lower spec, and then if it was on PC, you could, if you had all the toys, you could run it better. I can see where it could improve visually, and what they focus on is very like what's close to you is important. Yeah, that's where the visual fidelity is on the PlayStation for sure. Anything close to you on Gran Turismo looks fucking great. But if you're in a racing game, and if you're driving generally as a driver, you tend to look as far as possible in the fucking distance to see what the fuck is coming, because that's what you should be doing when you're driving, just to be alert and all that bollocks.
Well,
and if you're driving fast, yeah, exactly. You're looking as far down the track and as far through corners as you can to get, like, judge where you've got to be on the track and stuff like that. And you can see the popping in the distance on the track. Like, you can see things popping in as they come along the track. But you can see the track, but like you can see it. It's just fucking quite a long way down the track, but you can see it, like the level of detail changing. But as it comes close, and everything close to you, it does look great. But yeah, I can definitely see. If this was a PC game, maybe one day, and you had all of like the big boy toys on the PC, the fucking $4,000 PC, I could see how it could improve visually. But it looks great anyway. So,
it's surprising that it doesn't like make a vertical like slice of the best quality graphics in that vertical slice down the track where you're looking, and then it
The
not
thing
so
is,
good.
I guess I don't know. It's not distracting or anything like that. It's not. You can see it, but it's not like
Right.
fucking dog shit. But you
No.
can see like things gradually getting better detail as they come towards you and stuff like that. So I can see, like I say, if it was on PC with all the kit, it could get better. But it's easy. Everyone's got the same. I think I've got it running in performance mode, so I
It's like
could
we
put it
need
in.
an upgraded PlayStation
No,
5
we definitely don't need that. I could put it into visual mode or whatever it's fucking called, and it would probably look better. But I want it
Right.
running at maximum frames. I've got it I've
Yeah.
got a variable refresh rate, 120 hertz TV. I'm running this at maximum frame rates all the time. That's where I want it to feel, because that's how it feels the best to me. Racing games, especially. I'm shooting games. There's certain types of games you just want the frame rates as high as possible.
Yes.
Frames
And-
win games.
And racing games feel so much better when there's a high frame rate. I don't really care what it looks like fucking 500 meters down the track, honestly. But I can see it. But I'm relying if you can't see it. But yeah, a lot of fun in the racing.
Requires effort though, by the sounds.
Yeah, you need to be focused, and obviously track knowledge is king, I guess, as well. Like the more you race each track, and cars as well, each car feels fucking completely different. And like we were saying
course.
about the tires, even just putting different tires, I don't fucking tune any of the cars either, because that's all there. But I ain't got enough money. I ain't got enough money to start wasting money on fucking new
Mate, look,
suspensions.
the thing is, there's no point, right? I mean, ultimately, you have to have the track knowledge, right? So you can't get away from the fact that you got to race these tracks hundreds, if not thousands, of times, with or without a fucking decent setup. You need to know the track. Once you know the track, then you can start really. I would have thought then you can start really making inroads onto your setups and stuff like that.
Totally.
The more track knowledge you have, the better your setups.
Yeah, I
will
mean,
be
like as
tailored.
far as the online time trial stuff goes, you're usually using everyone's using. They're homologated. What is that the right word? So
Yeah.
like if you have like a really powerful car that you can use, but it will just like take off loads of the power and stuff like that to make sure every car weighs the same and has the same power. So they're only equal in performance. They might handle slightly differently, I guess. But to be fair, most of the online time trial stuff is like, here's a car that you have to use.
Yeah. Right.
So everyone's on a level
Yeah.
playing field, like in terms of what the tools they have. It's all about abilities and knowledge, I guess, and the application of such things, and what you achieve. And me is usually makes maybe bronze. And like, I was well chuffed to get my 2 million credits this first time. I was like, if I'm ever going to do it, this is the fucking week, because it's like basically the piece of piss to get. The thing is, like, anyone else who's doing it should be doing the same thing. So it's like the distance between like the top 3-5% is like, you're talking like fractions of a second.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like a couple of 3, 4, 5 seconds on other tracks. So yeah, but it's been good. It's been good fun, and yeah, a new lease of life for Gran Turismo that I've done. It's probably the game I've played most on my PlayStation. Actually, it tells me how many hours I've played, and it's quite a lot. So I've obviously put in some hours in that, which is good because I bought it.
Yeah. Can't complain,
isn't it?
Good. Yeah. All right. That's you done then, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Unless you say otherwise.
Well, I can chip in with Dave's last one. I did say.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes.
I bought that today.
Yeah, so you've not played loads either.
I've played about hour and a half, 2 hours. I like the first Dragon's Dogma. I did try and play it again. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Quite recently. Didn't quite get on with it. The Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I think I got stuck at the same point as I did the first time I tried to play it. I still loved the game conceptually. But yeah, I've just been hearing lots of good things about Dragon's Dogma 2. I love it. Yeah, I put
yeah?
it. Yeah. I started it. Weird on the title screen. It doesn't say Dragon's Dogma
No,
2.
I was like, have I bought the wrong fucking game here? It just says Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's
is
like
that the one you got for free?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you both are going to be playing it.
Yes.
It's like it's the proper Dragon's Dogma that they want to.
Do you know, the beginning reminds me of Skyrim beginning.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
But a
But no,
totally
it's-
different scenario, but it just vibes.
Yeah. So I've created a fighter.
I think
And
I
my
did as well.
main pawn. I didn't realize the option that I was choosing was the choice of what the my main character was going to be. But my main pawn is a thief, which is
Is that the
another.
Archer one? I've got
No,
I've
it's
got
not.
fucking
No,
loads of
it's
pawns now. I was like, I don't know. People just kept running out to me. It's like, I can serve, do this, and I'm like, it's like, do you want me to join you? I was like, oh fuck it, go on then. I've got like 4 people running around with me,
yeah.
going,
Yeah.
this is the way. Let's go this way, and all this sort of shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on to start with. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's like some of the fights. It's like you run around with 4 pawns, but most of the time you have like other people fighting with you, or like I went to like a village and just randomly like a cyclops.
Oh,
You,
you've done cool things.
there's a story that with a cyclops to start with, and then I got past that, and then another one just randomly walked into town, and like everybody was good, like going. It's so it's like a really weird, fun, random sort of thing. Yeah,
Is
the
it
combat's
co-op?
fine.
Can you guys play co-op together?
It's not. It's
No,
single
but you
player.
can use other people's pawns or something.
Yeah.
You can people like who if like their followers, if you like. The pawns are basically a follower, and
Yeah.
it's like an AI co-op person.
Yeah.
They come
And they've
along, they
got
scrap with you, and they
yeah.
sometimes
They've got
apparently they're
traits
dicks
and
as well. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like you set up your these pawns, your own personal one with an ability, so like you can a mage, a thief, a fighter, or a range unit, and then others are later. You can like evolve them. But then you give them a personality type, like calm or
Yeah.
I think straightforward one.
Straightforward
or
is basically I'm going to just fuck everything up.
pilot, yeah. Calm is like wait for their abilities to be the best used. And there's others. And it's quite, but then the I think how you treat them or how you talk to them like gives them a certain personality as well. And then they go off and do like people can recruit your pawns into their game, and then there's
We can gain experience, I guess. They can't
yeah,
die, can they? I don't think in other people's games.
no, they can't die. But they bring back knowledge. If somebody recruits them and then does a mission that you haven't done, when they come back to your game, or when you start playing, or if you import a pawn that you haven't played with, but they've done missions that you haven't, they help you. They say, "Oh, I know where a chest is," or "I know how to where to find like a shortcut." Or it's a really clever, really interesting sort of concept and how it works. Yeah, I can see myself playing this quite a lot. So, yeah, and I like the combat. I like the jumping on the big creatures and stabbing them in the face,
yeah.
or hanging off their balls, like just thrusting upwards. It's so funny. It's just and then your pawns are firing or getting thrown about, and yeah, and
They're a bit
you can.
bonkers from what I can
It
gather
is,
so
yeah.
far.
Yeah, you can run up to. I kept on getting the block and the pickup buttons. I'm playing on an Xbox controller through Steam.
It says to play with a controller when you load the game.
Yeah, it does. It recommends it. So I got my controller. I don't know. Are you playing with a controller?
Well, I'm playing with my PlayStation controller, but
PlayStation.
yeah, I'm playing with a controller.
So yeah, and I kept on just picking up the enemies, and I ended up with the enemies sort of over my shoulder. I go, what am I supposed to do now?
Then you
And
can
then all
throw
your
them.
pawns come and like just like hitting them when they're on your shoulder, and then yeah, you can throw them, and yeah, it's
Yeah, goblins. It says like anything that's smaller than you can basically pick up. So it's like you can like you'll be stabbing a goblin in the head or whatever. And then you're just like, I'm just gonna pick him up and fucking lob him over this cliff or whatever. It's fucking mad.
Yeah,
And it's very like I say, I don't know. I got to the main town or whatever, and you start picking up quests. And I went and picked up a load of fucking flowers. The usual sort of shit you do in fantasy games. And then
so you didn't have a Cyclops come into town?
No, that's the main quest, isn't it? I think, isn't it? Is that the main quest, the Cyclops guy?
So what? There is one that you encounter.
I did two
when you get there.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
I've done two minor quests. I did like I say, I went and fucking pick one up north. You had to go and pick up a load of flowers, and go down south, and the guy was fighting harpies, and so I rescued him.
Right, okay,
and that's literally about as far as I've got. Yeah.
Right. So, okay.
And then the main quest is something. Is that the Cyclops thing? The main quest or something?
You encounter.
I can't remember. Yeah. So I haven't started the main quest from the first village. I'm still walking around in my shitty fucking pants and vest, basically.
Right.
I haven't got any cool armor or any shit to put on yet.
So what's your pawn? What did you?
I went with I got an archer.
Okay.
Gave him a shit name. I'm called Dude, and I think they're called. I can't remember what I called her. I can't remember what her name is. I can't. No, it wasn't. I was going to do that, but I was like, nah, something else. Can't remember. And then all these randoms, like guys, just keep coming up to me going, "Oh, I can fight with you. I can do this," and they're like, "Oh, I don't fucking know. Just come on, then, mate. You'll do for now. And if you're a dickhead, then I'll just get rid of you. I guess. I don't know. Or we'll start a new game when I find out what the fuck is going on."
Yeah. At one point, you do get to a Riftstone. You can start pick and choosing different ones. And
yes, the woman with the glowy hand has spoke to me.
Right.
Yeah. What she? Oh, you are the Arisen. Basically, the Arisen is someone who the dragon chooses. They rip their heart out, but you like come back to life because you're the dragon's dogma, whatever. And like you basically become the mortal enemy of the dragon, and if you defeat the dragon, then you get to live, basically, or something. Is something. Oh, I don't fucking know, some old nonsense like that.
Oh, you know more than me about
that. But yeah, it looks like I've got too many fucking games on the go. I'm like, this one might just have to go to one side until I finish Last of Us, because I've got to fucking finish that game. It's taken too long to get through it, so I need to be like, yeah. I need to be fucking like, let's play that until it's finished, and this could be my next one. But then I've also got Cyberpunk, and then there's Dredge, and then there's all these other games that I bought, however fucking knows.
I'll tell you, there is lots of games coming out at the moment. It feels like, to me, there is just a plethora of games that are like vying for my game time.
And then fucking Balatro come out of nowhere and just like took all
because
of that
we
time.
are, and I think I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it's fair for us to think right now that we are in a golden age of gaming. We may not even realize it, you know. Like this could be one of those points in 5 years we look back and go, remember 2024? That was awesome.
Mate, 2023 was fucking game.
2023 and 2024 have been great, you know.
It was like Elden Ring was 2022, was it?
Yeah,
that was huge.
Yeah, true. Well, you liked it.
It's not just me that likes it.
Lots of people liked it. Okay, can we stick in a fork in this one then and get going?
Yes.
Good. All right. Dave, do you want to do your outro?
Yes. Oh no, that's my shopping list for tomorrow.
Let's hear that instead.
Yeah. thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions and get involved, please contact us either via email at sealpodcast@gmail.com. Join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on. Well, for Podbean here, I don't know if we can do a link on our
We'll
new
sort something else.
RSS. We'll sort something out. We're on YouTube at Seal Podcast. We're on X as at Seal Podcast, and we're on Twitch as at. Well, it's not at Seal Podcast. It's twitch.tv Seal Podcast. We upload and stream to as much as we can. Neil, shout out for chat. It's
Just
Sumu, isn't it?
Sumu. Christian,
Sumu.
we love you.
All right,
do
thanks,
it.
Christian. Good.
Yeah, thank you for tonight. It's yeah.
Good to catch up.
It is, yeah. It felt like ages last time we were on. It was only 2 weeks ago, but yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We shall
Be
see
back
you next
next
week,
week,
I
hopefully.
guess. Yeah, back next week. Anything else to say on top of that? I don't think so. Thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you then.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.